Hey, Mike Oglesby here, talking about the sales cycle process. Building block 2 of module 2, building trust and credibility. The sales cycle process is a sequence of phases that a person moves through when deciding whether to purchase your products or services. Now, as opposed to a traditional sales funnel, which has the same starting and ending point for all potential clients, the Book Yourself Solid sales cycle is designed to allow a person to enter in at any stage depending on their situation, depending on their specific needs. Now, in order to build an effective sales cycle, we must consider three things. First, we must understand why it's so important to lead people into your sales cycle by first building trust. Second, we need to clearly define your 6 keys to creating connections. And third, we need to consider the 6 core self-promotion strategies. Now, once you've got these 3 things in place, you will have all the information that you need in order to design and create your very own trust-building sales cycle. So let's take a look at these in depth. Understanding why it's so important to lead people into your sales cycle by first building trust. All sales start with a simple conversation. It can be between you and a potential client, your website and a potential client, one of your clients and a potential referral, or maybe even one of your colleagues and a potential referral. Now, the key to creating an effective sales cycle is based on turning these simple conversations into relationships of trust between you and your potential client over time. Now, if you want to become book solid, just remember this. All sales start with a simple conversation and are executed when a need is met and the appropriate amount of trust is assured. So let's take a look at number 2. Clearly defining your 6 keys to creating connection. This will allow you to create the stages of your sales cycle the way that you want to, and allow you to offer what you want to your potential clients at each of them stages. So the first is, who are your target clients? What are they looking for? When are they looking for you? Where are they going to look for you? Why should they choose you? And how would you like them to engage with you? And the third is, consider the 6 core self-promotion strategies. While we're going to get into these more in depth in Module 4, they are the networking, the direct outreach, the referral, the writing, speaking, and the web strategy. However, rather than attempting to sell to a client, you will simply offer them a no barrier to entry offer, which we're going to speak about that in just a moment. But let's talk about designing your very own trust-building sales cycle. Now, once you understand why it's so important to lead people into your sales cycle by first building trust, and you've clearly defined your 6 keys to creating connection, as well as understanding the fact that the 6 core self-promotion strategies are designed to create awareness, that's when you're ready to design and build your very own trust-building sales cycle. Depending on your business and what you offer, your products and services, your business may have 3, 5, 10, or even 15 stages in its sales cycle. Let's take a look at a 3-stage sales cycle. The first is going to be a no barrier to entry offer. Now, this is a free offer for potential clients to sample your services. Maybe it's a tip sheet, maybe it's some kind of a special report that you offer them, but it needs to have no risk. Now, it also needs to directly speak to your target client's urgent needs and compelling desires. Remember, you are building trust. You are building a relationship of trust. Your second stage would be your low barrier to entry offer. Now, this is where you offer something they're ready to pay for. It needs to be of high value at a very reasonable rate. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's some kind of a small project or something of that nature. You're working on developing and enhancing trust and cultivating the relationship. And then your third stage would be your high barrier to entry offer. Now, once you've built an appropriate amount of trust and credibility, you can then offer higher levels of services, such as one-on-one services, or mentoring services, things of that nature to people. Remember, all sales offers should be proportionate to the amount of trust that you've earned. And this goes back to your foundation in your second building block of your foundation. It's also important to understand that not everybody's going to move through each phase of your sales cycle. Some are going to take longer periods of time, some are going to take shorter periods of time, some are going to jump and skip stages. That's okay. Some may not even jump into your sales cycle, but that's a chance for you to get referrals from them. So you got to remember that you're working on building trust. So you've got to continue to add that value and build that trust over time, that trust and credibility. So let's talk about the always have something to invite people to offer. This is the most effective trust building strategy in Book Yourself Solid. It is a very effective, very powerful, no barrier to entry offer that is designed to bring people into your sales cycle via your 6 core self-promotion strategies. Now, people generally hate to be sold to, but they love to be invited to something free. So there are many ways that you can set this up for your business. However, there are 3 golden rules that we must remember when setting up your always have something to invite people to offer. First, it must be consistent. It must happen regularly and in a predictable way, such as a seminar or a teleseminar that happens bi-weekly on Wednesday evening at 6 and so forth. It also has to happen with some frequency. It has to happen often enough that it makes it easy for a person to participate. And it needs to happen in a group format for 3 reasons. 1, so you can leverage your time. This allows you to reach as many potential clients as possible in the shortest amount of time possible. 2, it gives you the power to leverage communities. Leverage the power of community. See, when you bring people together, they create more energy and excitement than you can create on your own. And third, it builds credibility and enhances your likability. You're going to be known in your marketplace as someone who brings people together. So when you're doing this, always have something to invite people to offer. You want to make sure you're providing as much value as possible, to the point you think you're giving too much away, and then give some more. They must really believe you and like you. They must believe that you have the solutions to their very personal, very specific, and urgent problems. And the single best way to do that is to invite them to an experience of what it's like to be around you and the people that you serve.